welcome back to Automotivania. Just before we get started with today's video, just going to give you another reminder, subscribe, do all the stuff that YouTube people say to do on videos, like share, like, all that, do it, because this channel is good, as you already know. So anyway, today's video is another revealed video. This is actually the first reveal video I've done since my first ever video on why BMW drivers don't indicate. That was about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago now. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. So how this video is going to work is I'm going to give you 5 little things about Genesis, and that's going to be the basic facts about them, the cars they make, the cars that we're going to get in the UK, and some more UK information, who they're owned by, so ownership, and finally their rivals, so you can get a bit of knowledge on Genesis if you are from Europe and who actually have only just been, we've only just got Genesis very recently here in Europe. For the UK it was in very early June. So yeah, give you some information. If you're watching in somewhere like the US or Korea, then you might already know a bit. However, it might be handy if you know a bit more. So yeah, stay tuned, watch the video. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. So let's have a look at some of the basic facts about Genesis. So they are a Korean car manufacturer, a luxury car manufacturer, currently very popular in the US. And very recently, the Hyundai owned, or we'll get on to more about that later, they started their mission to get Genesis into Europe because they hadn't done that. And on the 1st of June 2021, they did that and it came to the UK. I'm not sure if that's the same date for all of Europe. So yeah, this is mainly focusing on the UK because I'm not entirely sure of the other circumstances and situations for the other European countries, but I think it's probably very similar. Not entirely sure though, but I think it is near or not the same. So anyway, the company itself was founded in 2015, but only in countries like the USA and Korea. So let's now have a look at what cars they currently make, like, worldwide. Right, so the cars that Genesis are currently making and will make in the future consist of the G80 Saloon, which is like a rival for the BMW 5 Series, Mercedes E-Class, Audi A6, that sort of thing. The GV80 SUV, and that's more of a rival for like the X5, the GLE, the Audi Q5, that sort of car. They then do the EG80, which is let's just say electric version of the G80, hence the EG80. I love how manufacturers makes it so boring that all they do with electric cars is put a little E at the beginning or at the end, like the Corsa E, the E208, the Mini Cooper E. Why not make it the Mini Bolt Cooper? I don't know, that sounded awful. Yeah, stick to the E's because Bolt Cooper sounds awful. Anyway, they then do the GV80, like I said, X5, blah 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 blah. They then are releasing soon the G70 Shooting Brake, which is like a 3 Series touring. However, they do already make the G70. They also make a G90, well, that's so confusing, so many, it's just G's and numbers. The G90, which is a rival for the 7 Series, or the Mercedes S-Class and stuff like that. And then they're going to be releasing, I'm going to have to look at the paper for this. Right. They're going to be releasing the, like I said, the G70 Shooting Brake, the GV70 SUV to rival the X3, GLC, and Audi Q3 and stuff like that. Q5, sorry. Q5? What one's? Yeah, I think it's Q5 actually, isn't it? To rival that sort of car. Because then the Q3 is like the X1 and GL. They don't make a sort of... ignore all that bit. So yeah, that will be launched soon, as well as the G60, which will be arriving a bit later. That's to rival like the Mercedes EQS. And like I mentioned, the G90. And then there's also going to be the GV90, which is a sort of rival for the X7. Right, paper down. Let's see what cars they make in the UK and are making in the UK now. Currently in the UK, we only get 2 models of Genesis. The first one we'll look at is the G80 Saloon. I think the design is good on these, and they come with a healthy price tag and enough engine choices and plenty of tech too. Currently in the UK, we get 2 engine choices. They are the 2.2 litre diesel and the 2.5 litre petrol. The diesel has 210 PS and the petrol 305. Well, 4. WLTP claimed economy for both aren't great. The diesel claimed is mid 40s and petrol early 30s, sorry. Probably knock about 5 miles per gallon off of that too, and you'll get about right, because WLTP is never fully correct. Both these engine choices and all Genesises that we will be getting actually currently come with an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters. Prices for the G80 in the UK start at just over £37,000, but with options can easily become £10,000 more, maybe in the 60s or 70s. The second Genesis that we get in the UK is this, the GV80. So, the prices for the GV80 start at just under £57,000, but literally they can become £80,000. There are some hefty options on these cars. The engines options, they are a 3-litre diesel straight 6 turbo with 280 brake horsepower, or you can get that same 2.5 petrol with the same power as in the G80. Claimed MPGs is bad, 30s and 20s. Okay, right, let's have a look at the ownership of Genesis. So who is it actually owned by? Like, who are they? Who is their senior? So they're actually owned by Hyundai, or Hyundai Motor Company. Before Genesis was actually a brand in itself, Hyundai made the Hyundai Genesis. However, in 2015, they made it a brand in its own right. So a bit like Cupra, I guess, but a bit different. So it became, instead of the Hyundai Genesis, it just became Genesis. So then it would be the Genesis GV80 or the whatever you wanted it to call it. However, the actual Hyundai Genesis just started off as a normal saloon with Hyundai on the back. It kind of looked like an i40 or Elantra, if you're from America, whatever you want to call it, from the back. And then it also had the Hyundai badge, which was a bit confusing, because then when you went to the front, it had the Genesis badge, which looks a bit like a Bentley badge. So yeah, it's owned by Hyundai. However, you can think of it a bit like this. So, as you probably know, Toyota owns Lexus. And what it is it's Toyota's luxury sub-off brand. And that's basically what Genesis is to Hyundai. It's started by Hyundai, owned by Hyundai. It basically is Hyundai, but rebadged and a bit different. So yeah, that's who it owns. That's who it's owned by. If you weren't sure of that, let's now move on to who its rivals are. So let's have a look at Genesis's rivals then. And you probably guessed it already, based on the price of the cars and stuff. It is the big German 3. It's Audi, Mercedes, and BMW. Really. Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of an issue here in the UK though, because people who want to spend in excess of £60,000 on cars, they like their badges, don't they? Like Audi. If you see the 3-pointed star, you immediately think good quality, good drive, perfect. However, if you're looking at a badge that you've probably never seen before and actually looks like a replica of Bentley, then you're probably thinking, what is this? Some knockoff brand trying to be Bentley. Oh, I don't like this. I've not seen it before. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it. That's here in the UK. You see that a lot, actually. BMW drivers. Yeah, I have experience with it. I think having a BMW actually changes you, because if you ask a BMW driver, my mum, would you consider a Hyundai? She always says they're ugly. However, I once showed her one. I scribbled out the badge and I asked her if she liked it, and she said yes. I think ugly is just her excuse. She doesn't like them. However, she's owned Vauxhalls and Peugeots and Renaults. So it's not like since having that BMW. So yeah, it's another problem though. Like, you can see this with Lexus. Lexus has never been a massive hit here in the UK. And if you look at Nissan's attempt with Infiniti, that was a complete disaster. They lost like quite a lot. That's why they had to pull out of the UK market. So is it going to work with Genesis? Well, let's give it some time and find out. Maybe in a few months or years I'll give you a bit of an update on how they're doing. So yeah, we've now come to the end of the video. Make sure that you do all the YouTube things by liking, sharing, subscribing, whatever they say do on YouTube videos. Do this channel because it's good, and yeah, it's good. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Bye bye.